At mga bisita na nandito ngayon, magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
2 games down, 4 more to go here at the Ynares Center in Antipolo for the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Later in the afternoon, we'll have the 14, 16, and 18 under squads of Antipolo taking on Quezon City. Now to cap off our morning, it's Rizal versus Marikina in the 18 under division. Hello everyone who's watching us live on the Junior MPBL official Facebook page. Ken Pangalinan alongside Coach Noy Africa and Coach. 1-1 tayo. Nung una, nanalo yung Marikina sa 14 under. Pagdating naman ng 16 under, eto sila Axel Mendoza really lording it over against Marikina, and they booked their first win here in the 16 under.
So both teams right now will try to win the day series. Of course, itong Rizal will be still at 0-1. Marikina having split their first 2 games.
Coach, we covered yung last game ng Rizal here in the 18 under division, and it was our very first overtime game. Actually, ito umabot to ng double overtime. They won it 94-92. Ito Rizal was down 69-62 late in the 4th quarter, and they were able to force overtime here, but unfortunately for them, they came up short nung pagdating ng overtime number 2.
Well, actually ako, ang concern ko is, are we gonna rediscover our overtime magic, Ken? Because, you know, that's the first overtime. Hindi lang overtime, double overtime game. But, again, itong Rizal actually, what they cannot afford to have is a slow start. Even if they were able to force double overtime, they only scored 8 points in the first quarter, and I think in the end that really was their undoing. They had good games from guys like James Arcibal, 16 points, 3 rebounds. You have Clark Solis, who had some late 3-pointers to force overtime, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And of course, itong Paul Riguera actually in the 4th quarter just started playing point forward for them, and translated into them being more competitive in the 4th quarter till the overtime. 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
On the side of Marikina naman, they split their first 2 games. Nung unang laban nila, they won against Malabon. But unfortunately, natalo sila sa Mandaluyong 94-85 in a game where they were down by as much as 20 points.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, they just made a late run to make the score more decent, but pretty much they were manhandled in that game versus Mandaluyong. Dun nga sa boards, they were out-rebounded 54-36. And you never give an opponent 29 fast break points. That's just a testament to, you know, the unwillingness to go back down in transition defense. But in that game, they had Aris Sakdalan, who led them in scoring with 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. While ito nga, tinulungan sa dito ni Asi Placido, but I really think they need to find better combinations on the floor for them to improve their standing.
Like you mentioned, Coach Noy, it's 1-1. Sino kaya ang mananalo between Rizal and Marikina here in the 18 under matchup? But first, we have our 3rd member of our broadcast panel. Ito si Teta Cruz, who's with us with a report.
Thank you, Ken and Coach Noy. Kanina nga nakausap ko si Coach Tayron Hermosa ng Rizal Switch Fibers, at sabi nga niya na kailangan nilang mag-stick sa kanilang game plan. And as for Marikina Shoemakers, sabi ni Coach Rizal Castro, they will try to sustain their energy from the beginning until the last. Will this be the first victory of Rizal Switch Fiber or a sandwich victory for Marikina Shoemasters? Moving forward, let me now turn you over to the game announcer, Gerald Rosedes.
Center Antipolo. First, we would like to thank Atlantis 88 for the Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, sponsor of Atlantis 88, sponsor of Manny Pacquiao Junior's MPBL Inaugural season, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Introducing first, the Team Rizal Switch Fiber 18 under, playing point guard number 24, Clark Solis. His shooting guard number 11, Sean Antazo. Small forward number 18, James Arcibal. Playing power forward number 21, Axel Kue. At center number 4, Big Balili. The head coach of Rizal Switch Fiber, Coach John Wilson. Now introducing starting 5 of Marikina Junior Shoemaster 18 under. Playing power forward number 16, Miguel Bonado. His center number 77, Aris Sagdalan. Playing point guard number 1, John Rick Eustaquio. At shooting guard number 9, Bon Gabriel Chu. Small forward number 12, Patrick Rimbao. The head coach of Marikina Junior Shoemasters, Coach Rizal Castro.
Back with us here as we're just about to start this 18 under matchup between Marikina and Rizal. The guys of Rizal in white, Marikina naman in black. As we are underway here in this 18 under matchup. Starters for both squads. For Rizal, we've got Vic Balili, Sean Antaso, JC Arcibal, Axel Kue, and Clark Solis. On the side naman netong Marikina, you've got etong si JR Eustaquio, Bon Chu, Patrick Rimbao, Michael Bonado, and Ari Sakdalan. First possession goes to the Junior Shoemasters with 5.6 seconds remaining sa kanilang shot clock.
Well, for Marikina, I think one of their missing links, especially in that loss to Mandaluyong, was John Rick Eustaquio. I think he had like 23 points in his first game. But nung last game niya, I don't think he even hit double digits.
Meanwhile, for Rizal, interesting switch. Dahil ito si JC Arcibal is now starting for Coach John Wilson. Remember, in their last game, he came off the bench. And agad naman nagpakilala dito, Coach Noy.
That's right. And talking about Coach John Wilson, just made it in time for tip-off. But again, yun nga, JC Arcibal, you know, you really earn minutes. And you know that these teams did not really have that much time for preparation. So even for the coaching staff, they're still trying to figure out which players they can rely on, and those minutes are really definitely available for the taking.
Right on cue, but that shot rattles in and out. Almost 2 minutes gone by in the first. Mabilisan tayo dito. Bon Chu, high looping 3, wala. And bola mapupunta sa Rizal. Foul against the Junior Shoemasters under Coach Rizal Castro.
Well, actually, I remember itong si Bon Chu in that game. You know, they made that late run. It was because of Bon Chu. He hit like, I think, 3 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes to actually make a late run there for Marikina. However, yun nga, just too big of a lead there to try to overcome.
Both teams had yet to score here. Arcibal had 26 points, 3 steals, and 9 out of 10 shooting from the free throw line, and made 2 clutch free throws late in regulation to force overtime. And Kwe, turnover na. Losing the basketball beyond the half-court line. Medyo napalakas yung pasa doon. Eustaquio onto the front court, directing traffic. And both teams having trouble securing the leather here. Again, turnover ulit. Rimbaw ngayon. Nagmamadali. Bumps into a white shirt there. They carve out space. Wala pa din. And fast break opportunity. But Solis gets tripped. Coach John Wilson, just in time for this game.
Well, you don't like yung spacing ng Marikina that time. And one more interesting thing here, if you can notice, they can actually see that on the screen. Both of these teams don't sit down until somebody scores. So right now, nobody is sitting except for the coaching staff.
So medyo mga ngawit muna sila dito dahil Almost 4 minutes gone by and both teams still vying for a bucket here. Arcibal, guarded by Eustaquio. Kwe offering a pick. Drive down the lane, wala pa din. And those turnovers are just killers sa magkabilang kupunan so far. Antazo onto the front court, binitbit. Gets swatted away. Placido. Sabi niya, relax muna tayo. 6 minutes remaining in the first. Still nothing on the board. Bonado, his three-pointer is short.
Still no scoring for both teams.
Antazo gets bumped. And an early timeout here. 5:42 left. Score natin, 0-0. Wala pa po nakakapuntos. Magbabalik pa kami dito sa Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Patuloy po ang aksyon dito sa Ynares Center in Antipolo for the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, as we would like to thank Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, and Atlantis 88. Still nothing sa magkabilang kupunan with 4 minutes gone by in the first. Sino kaya makakauna dito? Okay, fakes, drives, too strong. Solis with the retrieval, wala pa din. Ken loses the basketball and Bonchu secures it para dito sa Marikina.
So right now, you can't even decipher kung it's a matter of bad offense or good defense.
Finally, Bonchu getting that basket plus a foul, and that move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
And that means the Marikina Junior Shoemasters get to sit down.
Bonchu at the line, coached by Rizal Castro. Actually, maganda rin yung matchup natin sa coaches. Coach Rizal Castro, one of the early stretch bigs para sa FEU back in the day. Mga kasama niya dyan, Leo Avenido, Nico Roldan, those guys. Samantala, John Wilson naman, who played for JRU in the NCAA. Antazo pulling up, no. Battle for the loose ball. Kwe was there, pero nandun din. Dalawang nakaitim, but Placido unable to control the leather.
Actually, interesting yung comment mo dun about Rizal Castro, Leo Avenido, and Nico Roldan. Actually, those three are into coaching now.
Oh, di ba?
If I'm not mistaken, was their coach Coach Koy?
Alright, under Coach Boy Banal, they made a finals appearance together as Sean Antazo knocking down a free. Rizal up by 1. Placido, wild drive. Eustaquio fakes, kicks it out. Bonchu, that is well short, but the rebound there and the putback galing dito kay Maclaribas.
All of a sudden, both teams being able to score.
Antazo trying to go 2 for 2 from 3, wala pa din. Placido from the left flank, the finish despite the contact.
Placido trying to build on that 12-point production in their last game.
6-3 in favor of the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. Able to finish despite the contact there. 3:25 left in the first quarter. Meanwhile, we have a report galing sa ating courtside reporter, Teta Cruz.
Ken and Coach Noy, no, according to Coach Rizal of Marikina, they will be aggressive on the defense dahil naniniwala ang Marikina Shoemakers na kung maganda ang ipapakita nilang depensa, magkakaroon sila ng magandang opensa para sa game na ito.
Thank you, Teta. And the Shoemasters up so far 6-3 here. And Coach Noy, after a slow start, action slowly picking up here late in the opening quarter.
And sometimes it's unexplainable, but you know, minsan talagang they're just waiting to puncture the hoop, and everything just follows from there. As we see some substitutions already here. As we see itong si Paul Reguera checking in for Rizal.
And ang di pa nila pinapasok dyan is si JC Espinosa. That's a big guy para dito kay Coach John Wilson. And here he is actually inside. So magkasama na sila dyan. Si Paul Reguera and si Juan Carlo Espinosa.
I think they changed the 5 on the floor except for Antazo.
Referees trying to sort things out here. Rizal down by 3. Reguera leaking out. Has a running start. A nice find inside, and heading to the line for 2 free throws is Keno Teodosio.
Actually, ito nga, again, in that double overtime loss, yung opensa ng Rizal actually got better when they let itong si Reguera try to run the offense, because this kid can actually, you know, he can shoot from the outside, he can put the ball on the floor and attack the defense, and definitely isa sa mga priorities niya is setting up his teammates.
Coach John Wilson, mapa coach, mapa player, very animated from the sidelines. 6-5 with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Chu nagmamadali, left hand, no, but a foul, I believe, against Espinosa on that drive.
Well, going back to your point about Coach John Wilson, yung iba kasing mga players, they turn to coaching because yung level of play nila medyo, you know, yung competitive fire medyo nawawala na for them on the basketball court, but John Wilson on the floor is still a very potent scorer.
Currently playing for the Jensen Warriors in the ongoing season of the 2023 MPBL season, and was a former MPBL Lacan Cup MVP back in the 3rd season, and nanalo rin ng kampyonato with the San Juan Knights in the 2019 MPBL Datu Cup.
And I think more than anything at this point, he's trying to pay it forward already because he doesn't need to coach just yet. Because he still has a playing basketball career ahead of him.
36 years old, still going strong, leading yung kanyang kupunan, the Jensen Warriors, in scoring. And they have a tough match against the San Juan Knights on
Former
Thursday.
team nga, no?
Oo, yun yung maganda doon. Former team, former head coach, Randy Alcantara. He has former teammates there and guys like Orlan Wamar. That should be a fun matchup. Magkita-kita din tayo doon. Thursday, 8 p.m., Jensen Warriors versus San Juan Knights at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. Meanwhile, Reguera, who struggled from the free throw line in their last game, only 5 out of 10, knocking down the first.
But you'd be amazed that a player can get to the foul line 10 times.
Oo.
So really just needs to improve on his efficiency. Well, going naman sa side ni Coach Rizal Castro, I feel like Coach Rizal can still play. Di ba? Yung shape nga, I think he pretty much played with this build back in college, di ba?
Stretch 4 yan eh. Saka siya yung may headband dati, di ba? Naalala mo yun? And he went up against the likes of Renren Ritualo, that Lasal team na pinahirapan nila during the finals. Renren Ritualo, Mon Jose, Adonis Santa Maria. Ewan ko, nag-abot pa ata sila ni Don Aliado. Meanwhile, Reguera finds Teodosio spinning into trouble. But Reguera recovers and gets fouled once again.
So pretty much I think for the first 4 minutes, we were tied. So another 4 minutes after, we're still tied. This time at 7. Kanina 0 all eh.
Reguera back at the line. Again, knocking down at free throw.
Looks like he realized that he needed work on his free throws, and so far 3 out of 3. And he misses. Of course, he does.
Ginadi mo, coach. But nonetheless, giving the lead back dito sa Rizal under 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Bon Chu kicks it out. And McClary pass. Pupunta muna sa free throw line dito. Na-foul siya dito ng Marikina.
Actually, we're seeing on the floor now for Marikina is Lance Ronquillo. A very small point guard but very heady, but he needs really to work on his consistency, and he could just about be that lead playmaker that Marikina needs.
So baseline inbound for Marikina, pero pinamagay na nila yung bola dito. Teodosio, again, Marikina with the steal. We talk about this guy, Lance Ronquillo. He sets up his teammate. Good passing and completed there by Lance Koo. Giving the lead back to the Junior Shoe Masters. 1 and 10 remaining in the first. Espinosa offhand. And really stretching the athletic forward center ni Coach John Wilson.
Yung mga ganyang built, no? I mean, you can already guess na there's a lot of athleticism, especially with a tall and lanky build.
Ano, masaya magtapat sila nung kaninang nag-best player, Axel Mendoza. Meanwhile, another turnover. So, both teams pretty sloppy with the basketball.
Unfortunately for them, if Teodosio would have been able to feel that basketball, he only had Lance Ronquillo to beat.
And Marikina, nagpamigay din ng bola as Juan Espinosa skying high for the finish.
For a moment there, I thought he was gonna try to, at the very least, top ring man lang.
And here he is with the steal. Euro. And the finish. Juan Espinosa off the bench, 6 points. Forcing Coach Rizal Castro to call a timeout here. Rizal up 49, 15 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Kung
15 seconds left. And itong Rizal making headway here. If you just tuned in, we were scoreless for around the first 4 minutes ng ating first quarter. But action has picked up and Rizal now with a 5-point lead. Marikina though has a chance to put the last sentence of this quarter. Placido sa loob. And to find a teammate. Bass recovers. And that will signal the end of our first quarter. Rizal up by 5, 14-9. Second quarter in just a bit. Magbabalik po ang Junior MPBL ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Lahat ng mga team, lahat ng mga participants at
Back with us here at the Ynares Center, Antipolo City, Coach John Wilson and Rizal flipping the switch late in the first. They now are up by 5, but Sakdalan opens things up in the second quarter with a steal and a bucket.
Well, to end the first quarter, it was the run, personal run by Espinosa. Make that 8 straight for him.
Juan Carlo Espinosa making mincemeat of the defense. And that move of the game brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Actually, all it really took was you Ken looking for for itong si Espinosa. You were asking kanina, waiting for him to come in, and right when he came in, just responded with 9 straight points.
And played 40 out of the 50 minutes nung kailang double overtime loss against Quezon City. Came off the bench at 10 points, 14 big boards. And now his team up by 6, 17-11.
Well, you like how he is being more aggressive here on offense in that game. Parang na lang, opportunistic offense lang. But right now, just trying to take the scoring cudgels here. 9 points already.
Sa poste, Placido. And good defense by Espinosa bothering that shot.
And actually, even for an offensive, kasi we keep on saying na it's hard to guard these lefties. In the same way, pag yung defender mo kasi lefty, magkabangga yung shooting hand mo tsaka yung dominant hand niya. So, talagang, medyo kontra-tempo kasi. So, actually, one of the people I know who is very enamored with lefties, si Coach Mike Perez. Anywhere we go when we cover games, pag may lefty kami nakita, that conversation just goes on and on.
Pinanaalala kong isa sa mga paborito niya, J-Boy Solis from Olivares College. Reguera firing from 3, no. Ronquillo magtitimon para dito sa Junior Shoemasters. Placido from the left flank, they go to Eustaquio. Gets stripped from behind. And Rizal having trouble. And they were able to cross the half-court line. Reguera bumitbit. Good challenge there by Bonado. Ronquillo, nagmamadali. Nice feed. But unable to convert. Battle for the loose ball. The block there by Espinosa. Bonado pulling up. In and out.
It's going to be a foul on Kakananta.
Kakananta called for his first foul. Nakakabulol, no? But nonetheless, under 8 minutes remaining, Rizal up by half a dozen. Reguera, nilabas muna dito ni Coach John Wilson. Solis back here for Rizal. They swing it to Espinosa at the elbow. And they turn the ball over. Eustachio. Kontra-tempo, wala. Follow-up attempt. Still empty. Solis, 3-on-2 break. Kicks it out. Antaso. That shot blocked by Placido. But he follows that miss by Espinosa. Nagkakambola sila doon. 4-on-2 break. Solis unable to capitalize. Sa loob, Espinosa with his 11th point.
Grabe yung athleticism.
Ito.
Actually, itong si Jax Kellen Distrito, even in their first game, I was intrigued dun sa surname. So kanina, lumapit na tayo sa coaching staff ng Rizal, and sa mismo yung sumagot na ang first kasi ng daddy nga is Rudy Distrito, the former pro. And so pretty much nephew siya ni Rudy.
And Rudy Distrito is actually the head of security in the MPBL.
And as always has been the head of security before for Ginebra, di ba?
Oo naman. Basta panggaan, kiskisan, one of the really toughest defenders.
We rarely see enforcers sa guard position, pero definitely him in Onchi de la Cruz. Yeah.
Yes. Meanwhile, Arcibal so far has struggled, but his team up by 11. Distrito, like you mentioned, spins and no foul call, so bola babalik sa Marikina.
I think Bonado that time got away with a push.
Rizal so far outscoring itong Marikina 8-2. It's 22-11. And the pressure defense really bothering itong Marikina. Bonchu, matake, drops it off. Placido, the bang and the bucket. And that move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Nakadata, good setup by Bonchu. And Placido obliges with that power move.
Chance for a three-point play here para dito kay Placido. Mintes cuts the lead down to single digits. 22-19. Sulit. Up and under. Gets Bonchu flying by and draws contact.
So far, ito nga, inupunan nila si Espinosa, and this is new guy on the floor, itong si Sulit.
Meanwhile, we have a report galing dito kay Teta Cruz.
Ken and Coach Noy, nabanggit sa akin ni Assistant Coach Tayron ng Rizal Switch Fibers na isa ang lack of communication sa challenge ng kanilang team. Kaya naman they made sure during their practices to emphasize team errors and remind the players to be aware of certain adjustments for today's game. At dagdag pa nga rito na eager ang Rizal Switch Fibers to get their first win.
Sayang nga kasi yung last game nila, Coach Noy, double overtime. That game, they trailed by as much as 14 points. And nung fourth quarter nga, with 1 minute and 44 seconds left, 7 yung kanilang kailangan habulin doon. But they were able to come back, force overtime. As Eustachio with the score, cutting the lead here to 8 points. And going back to Rizal, Coach Noy, lamang nga sila nung second overtime late, 92-91, before Rance Moyuela of Quezon City knocked down a huge three-pointer. And that was the final score, 94-92.
Well, actually, we have to admit, many times during that ball game, akala natin talo na yung Rizal. But really, that team just kept on fighting back. And I think, they keep on saying that you learn more from losses, and that just might be a turning point here for the campaign of Rizal. But that, of course, remains to be seen.
But so far, doing good, enjoying a 10-point lead. Eustachio, the gorgeous reverse!
Definitely for Marikina, Janrick Eustachio will really have to be more consistent, averaging 16 points per game. But that's mainly because of yung opening day, he had more than 20 points.
Take a look at that one more time. Ooh. Just an acrobatic move. Galing kay John Eustaquio. Our candidate probably for an Atlantis 88 move of the game. But sa kabilang dako naman, sulit at the line. Set up well by Solis. 3 and 36 left in the second quarter. Umpisang una. Joshua sulit. Kasama niyang
So right now, itong si Coach John Wilson, kahit sino hugutin niya na bigs from the bench, being able to produce. Dahil, of course, kanina si Espinosa came off the bench to score all those 11 points. But ito si Sulit already with 4 off the bench also.
Kung titignan mo nga itong lineup nitong Rizal as Marikina called for a traveling. For Rizal switch fiber, this is actually a pretty small lineup with Distrito, you've got Clark Solis, Sean Antazo, ito nga si Sulit as well as Arcibal. All the way to the very last week ng tryouts nitong Rizal, Coach John Wilson was trying to find those big men who could help them in their campaign. Dahil nga loaded na sila sa guards, you've got like yan nga si Antazo, si Arcibal, si Solis, si Reguera on the bench. But they found that guy, ito si Juan Carlo Espinosa, already with 11 points. Distrito also chipping in, and now he will head to the line dahil penalty dito ang Marikina.
Well, actually, yung build ni Espinosa, parang he's not a natural big. But of course, the way basketball is being played right now, you have guys, tall and lanky guys, very athletic, very mobile, being able to play the 4 or 5 position, mainly because yung defenses nga, it's more about switching, rotations, and talaga switchability ang ang defense nowadays. But as you see, itong si Arcibal, that was too wide open.
Nobody boxing him out on that play, and they turn the ball over. Although Marikina gets the ball back here, and a timeout on the floor. Rizal up by a dozen, 29-17 with under 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas ng pangatawan natin at itong biyaya, pagkakataon na makapaglaro tayo ng basketball. Maraming salamat sa ating...
Taus-pusong pong pasasalamat namin sa Vivere Hotel Resorts, Auto Asia, Door Ride, and Atlantis 88 as the 18-under matchup here at the Ynares Center in Antipolo featuring the Rizal Switch Fiver and the Marikina Junior Shoe Masters. Ken Paulina alongside Coach Noy Africa and Teta Cruz, ang ating courtside reporter. McClary Bass fouled on his way up. 2 and 40 left in quarter number 2.
As you see here, si Coach Rizal Castro continuing to give instruction to his boys.
Coach Bontrong Quezon at the background. His team won earlier against Rizal 63-52. Nakabawi naman din ang Rizal Switch Fiber against Carlo Pacheco and Marikina in that 16-under matchup. So virtual best of 3 tayo. Sino kaya yung makauwi ng panalo dito sa 18-under matchup natin?
I'm wondering kung meron bang biruan yung mga coaches na, oh, ako nanalo kanina, ikaw rin kailangan rin manalo.
And minsan kasi meron tayong coaches like the one will feature later on, si Coach Justin Tan, coaching all three na yan, 14, 16, 18 under squads, and they will take on Antipolo naman in our afternoon session. Solis floats one in. It's now a 14-point margin. Bass trying to carve out space. Distrito intercepting the pass. Sulit sa kaliwa. Open three-pointer, short. Placido secures the basketball. Punta dito ay Lance Ronquillo. Under 2 minutes remaining. Mintis ang tres ni Bonado. Joshua Sulit.
In their last game, ito si Bonado was shooting more of medium-range jumpers, but right now trying to extend that range to the three-point area, not successful.
Sorry, miss. That was a good steal actually, galing kay Ronquillo. Solis, left corner three doesn't work. And a foul. Natatawagan dito si Chris Laus. Coach John Wilson, apart from being an MVP sa MPBL, was also the most valuable player back in NCAA season 86, playing for the JRU Heavy Bombers. Na maganda dito, sorry Coach Noy, kasama niya dito sa coaching staff niya is former CU Scorpions and now playing for the Quezon Huskers. Ito si JK Casino. Ayan, makikita niyo dyan on the sidelines. Kasama si Alvin Abundo.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, yung one of his main players here, si Paul Reguera, anak naman niya ng former teammate niya na kalaban niya naman before nung college na naglalaro sa Baste.
Meanwhile, a foul call against Rizal. Both teams over the foul limit. Placido will head to the line with 65 seconds remaining in the first half.
So, itong si Placido still trying to, duplicate that effort in their previous game. Had 12 points. Trying to be very active here, but so far 4 points and 3 board.
Eh, naghahabol sila dito. 14 puntes ang kailangan nilang habulin. Cuts it down to a baker's dozen. Wala na tayong 1 minuto sa ating second quarter. Tan, tough shot. And Kwe losing the basketball on the baseline.
Well, right now for both squads are trying to look for that one guy who can carry the scoring load. For Marikina, Placido is trying to do that, but ito for Rizal, you don't have Antazo on the floor. You don't have Espinosa on the floor. You don't have Reguera. So I'm not sure where the offense will come from for Rizal.
30 seconds left. Lance Ronquillo gets bumped. And what do you like about dito ay Lance Ronquillo? You mentioned na medyo inconsistent, but there's a lot of things to be like about this kid.
Well, definitely for one thing, defensively he really puts a lot of pressure on the ball handler ng kalaban, and sa offense I feel like there's a little more flow on the side of Marikina whenever he's the one trying to run the offense, as opposed to si Eustachio is more of a score first kind of guard. But I think for Lance Ronquillo, it's not enough for him to be, a pure playmaker. He really needs to find this offense for him to be even more of a playmaker. That threat of being able to score gives you additional options to create shots for your teammates.
Timeout para dito sa Rizal. They are up 11, 31-20 with 23 seconds left in the second quarter.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa Panginoon sa magandang araw na ito.
A crowd in attendance here at the Ynares Center watching this game between Rizal and Marikina in the 18 under matchup as they go for the backdoor play. Intercepted. Reguera partially blocked by Rimbao. Ronquillo, good fake and the finish. Cuts the lead down to single digits. Reguera, pull up free, no. And at the half, we've got Rizal up 31-22 over the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. Our halftime interview in just a bit. When we return only here on the Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bawat
Mga kaliga, nandito pa rin tayo sa Ynares Center, Antipolo City at kasama ko ngayon ang team consultant ng Rizal Switch Fiber na si Sir Raul Anore at Marikina Assistant Coach Bryce Zapanta para sa ating halftime interview. So, Sir Raul, as the Rizal's team consultant, ano po palagi ang inyong reminder sa buong team?
Bali ang team, kasi mga bago lang yan, kailangan yung play talaga at saka ang players talaga ma-gel. Kahit anong ganda ng play, hindi naman nararan, kailangan talaga ang mga players magkaisa at ma-gel.
Sir, baka may gusto po kayong pasalamatan or i-shout out.
Binabati ko yung team owner namin, yung cousin ko, si Glenn Anores, Attorney Teying, si team manager, si Kagawad Ariel, mayors namin ng Binangonan, Ynares at si Admin Russell.
Thank you, Sir Raul. No? So, Coach Bry, ano naman po yung magiging expected na changes na sa laro po ng Marikina Shoemaster with the coming next quarters?
Siguro mas magiging aggressive kami sa defense kasi medyo matamlay nung first half eh. So mag-a-adjust kami on defense and yung offense namin siguro irara namin yung mga play namin ng mas maayos.
Baka po may gusto kayong batiin o pasalamatan.
Sige. Binabati po namin si Coach Councilor Elvis Tolentino, Mayor Marcy Chodoro, Congresswoman Maan Chodoro, Vice Mayor Marion Andres, Lucky 3R, Secret Fresh, Coco Life, 4 Gems, Polar Glass, Easy Jersey, M7, Mike's Gym, and Caproy Tapawan.
Thank you po, Coach Bryce Zapanta and Sir Raul Anore. Ngayon po, patuloy tayong tumutok sa Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Back with us here at the half. Itong Rizal up by 9 points, 31-22 over the Marikina Junior Shoemasters and the 18 under division. Ken Pangilinan and Coach Noy Africa. And Coach, biggest lead of Rizal so far was at 14 points. But Marikina managed to cut it to a single-digit ball game here in third quarter in just a bit. But Coach, break down the numbers for us. What happened in the first two quarters?
Well, if you look at the stats, nearly identical for both teams. So medyo you'd be wondering how Rizal built this 9-point lead. Field goal percentage, 30% for both teams. It's pretty much in the rebounding department where Rizal had the lead 28-21. And out of that, they were able to outscore itong Marikina 5 second chance points. Also, from the free throw line, they had 5 more conversions. But I think really the story here, the foundation of this lead was that run brought about by Espinosa, Juan Espinosa, 11 points, bridging the first and second quarter. And that lead has been built based on that. But on the other end naman, itong Marikina still trying to look for that go-to scorer. So far, Placido is trying to do that for them. In their first win over Malabon, that was the role of Eustaquio. But in the last 2 games, he has been shackled. And usually kasi that's a problem when on opening day, nagpakilala ka agad, you put a target on your back and all teams will key in on you.
And basically, it's the same starting unit para dito sa Rizal as Lance Ronquillo converts. Same starting unit that started out the first quarter, opening up the third here para kay Coach John Wilson. Sa kabilang dako naman for Marikina, you've got Asi Placido, Patrick Rimbao, Michael Bonado. Rimbao scoring again, cutting the lead down to 5. At kasama nilang tatlo, itong si Aris Sakdalan and Lance Ronquillo.
Interesting how itong si Lance Ronquillo is now starting the second half. He did not start this ball game, but I feel like Coach Rizal Castro realized that the offense has had a little more flow with Ronquillo around.
And John Eustaquio, who top scored for them in their very first game, is now on the bench. Meanwhile, Balili, the bang and the bucket inside. That move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
I guess something to consider here for Coach Rizal Castro is to get the ball out of the hands of itong si Eustaquio and make him play off the ball, especially if you have a pass first point guard in Lance Ronquillo.
Balili short on the free throw. Ronquillo magtitimon para dito sa Junior Shoemasters. Wala nang 8 minuto sa ating third quarter. Rimbao charging in. Antazo tracks it down. And Solis leaking out for the fast break layup.
Well, Placido was there for a little bit until Solis was put on the Jets for that easy layup.
Meanwhile, magandang bawi naman galing dito kay Mikel Bonado.
Well, that's really the shot that he was very consistent in their last game. In this ball game, he's trying to shoot from the outside, but so far Bonado 0 out of 3 from 3.
Long 3-point bomb galing dito kay Sean Antazo.
Well, despite itong Rizal having the advantage here, we're still waiting for that Antazo explosion. He did have 11 in their previous game, but not really that efficient from the field.
And ngayon pa rin naman, only 2 out of 8, but that's his second 3-pointer. Now he's 6 points, giving the lead. Well, giving itong Rizal a double-digit lead as Michael Bonado knocking down that mid-range J. Sa kabilang dako naman, that high looping 3. Cashed in by Sean Antazo. Bola nasa Rizal. Under 7 minutes remaining in the third. Solis, top of the key. Kicks it out to Arcibal, who has struggled here in this ball game. Arcibal had 26 points laban sa Quezon City. Ronquillo, punta kay Bonchu. Stepping in for the three, wala.
Well, we know that Bonchu has that ability to shoot from the outside. I think that time Rizal actually dodged a bullet. That was a good look there for Chu, just not being able to convert.
10-point lead. 6 and 20 remaining. Antazo, this time from the left. Mintes, Solis, cleanup job.
You like how aggressively itong Rizal is attacking that offensive glass. But they are trying to play full court denial defense, but fouling that time as we see Arcibal getting subbed out here for Paul Riguera.
And Arcibal has really struggled so far in this ball game. Only 2 points. 1 out of 5 shooting from the field. Wala nang 6 na minuto sa ating pangatlong yugto. Bonchu using that bus screen. Rimbao stepping in. That three-pointer doesn't work. And bola mapupunta sa Rizal.
So John Espinosa actually back in the ball. Sorry, that's Juan Carlos Espinosa back in the ball game.
5 and 26 remaining in the third. Solis thinking free. Reguera from the corner. No good. Marikina with a chance to cut down the lead here. And battle for the loose ball. Ronquillo there. Keeping his footing. He gets the ball back. Saves baseline. And turnover muli. Galing dito sa Marikina. As Antazo streaking down the lane for the finish. As makikibalita muna tayo kay Teta Cruz.
Ken and Coach Noy, sabi nga ng Rizal Switch Fiber, they will give their best today and execute their game plan, especially that they are in the home court. On the other hand, Marikina Shoemakers are depending and trusting each other to step up their game.
Patuloy ang aksyon dito sa Ynares Center in Antipolo for the Junior MPBL. And Bonchu with a tough finish, cutting the lead down to 12 points, 42-30.
Right now, since those 3-point shots aren't falling for Chu, doing the right thing, trying to attack the basket.
And I believe itong Marikina hasn't made a three-pointer yet in this ball game, but nonetheless, you see Bonchu making good use of his body here. And we would like to thank Vivire Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, and Atlantis 88.
So far nga, Marikina 0 out of 11 from deep.
Reguera sends it to Solis. Distrito overcooking that three. Under 4 minutes remaining in the third. Chu swings it. Rimbao. Drive down the lane. Bonchu. Short. Espinosa, great hustle. Despite being on the floor, Reguera losing the basketball. And he will be called for an offensive foul.
Unfortunately for Reguera, losing control of the basketball and running over. That is Bass.
McClary Bass.
McClary Bass.
He is down on the floor. 3:21 left in the third. Rizal still up by 12 points.
A good gesture there from Paul Reguera, even the one picking up Bass from the floor.
And Coach, if you're Coach Rizal Castro, what do you need to do here with still a lot of time left? Meron pa tayong fourth quarter, but they are down here by 12 points.
Well, I think really yung offense nila, I don't think they've found that one guy that they can rely on offense. On opening day, they thought they got that figured out with Eustachio, but Eustachio has really been someone defenses have zeroed in. So they are still in need of that floor leader for them.
Distrito short on the three. Rizal gets another crack at it. Reguera still struggling from the three-point line. Eustachio binalik na dito ni Coach Rizal Castro. At merong foul na tinawag away from the ball. 2:40 remaining here. Rizal still up by a dozen. Eustachio so far really struggling here.
See here the bump here by Balili being called for the foul. That puts them 14 fouls, so no more fouls to give here for Rizal.
Shot clock winding down, only 6 seconds ang nalalabi. And before Rimbaud dished out that pass, ay foul ulit. But penalty na dito ang Rizal switch fiber.
So that's actually something that itong Marikina can try to take advantage of for the remainder of the third quarter. We still have 2:25 remaining.
And we would like to greet the owner nitong Rizal switch fiber, Mr. Glenn Ynares, and their team manager, Mr. Ariel Balahadia. And sa side naman of Marikina, batiin na rin natin si Counselor Coach and the owner nitong Marikina Junior Shoe Masters, Elvis Tolentino. Magkabilang kupunan, really trying to compete here. 1-1 sila dito, 14 under. Nanalo yung Marikina. Bumawi naman agad yung Rizal sa 16 under matchup nila. Sino naman ang mananaig dito sa laban ng 18 under between these two teams? 2:20 left in the third. 10 puntos ang kalamangan. Eustachio bumitpit!
That is really the strength of Janrick Eustachio in the open floor. Just a really good finisher.
Things becoming really physical now. Off the basketball, may tinawag na foul. Looks like it's going against the Marikina Junior Shoe Masters. Michael Bonado.
Being a little too physical there. I think that they were trying to fully deny itong si Paul Reguera.
Coach John Wilson humihingi ng unsportsmanlike foul on the sidelines. And he's requesting for a timeout here. His team up by 8, 42-34. Under 2 minutes remaining, magbabalik po ang Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Commissioner Keith Picasso.
Center in Antipolo City. And Marikina, after being down by double figures, have managed to cut the lead to 8, 42-34. 1:57 left in the third quarter. Arcibal to trigger in. Sulit. Binabantayan ni Eustaquio. Murillo. 8 seconds sa kanya shot clock. Reguera drives. Kicks it out. Arcibal. Left corner triple. Still no go. It's been a struggle for these two gunners. Reguera and Arcibal. And bola mapupunta sa panig ng Junior Shoemasters.
Well, you like how Reguera is still trying to get to the free throw line, but unfortunately, no calls being given by the referees.
1:30 left in the third. Bonchu nagmamadali. Sends it to Placido. Gets blocked from behind by Sulit. Eustaquio fakes, drives, dishes. Placido hammered. And he will head to the line for 2 shots.
You like the activity nito ni Placido, although not really resulting much on the scoring column, only 5 points. You feel like he's had a lot more opportunities than those 5 points.
But if you're in the Junior Shoemasters, you're well within striking distance here. You were down by as much as 14 points in this game. But you've managed to cut it in half. Only a 7-point lead, 42-35. Eh, sino kaya yung pinagtatawanan ng mga audience members natin? But they're loving the action.
That's
I'm
all that
pretty sure.
matters.
Oo. Basta masaya sila sa basketball na natutunghayan nila eh. Wala tayong problema dyan. Lais kicks it out. Finds himself open momentarily. And a foul call against Marikina. Luckily for them, that's only their 3rd team foul.
Still a foul to give here. That's on Bonchu for holding.
Nilabas muna siya dito ni Coach Rizal Castro. Approaching the 1-minute mark of the third. Laos having trouble inbounding the ball. But just in the nick of time. At nakakapuntos pa sila doon. Courtesy of that jumper galing dito kay Joshua Sulit. On the other end naman, Marikina back at the line for 2 shots.
Well, itong si Placido has been able to get to the free throw line. But so far, only 2 out of 5. You really need to improve on that free throw shooting, especially since he gets to the line a lot.
48 seconds remaining. Mintis yung dalawang free throw doon. Nagmamadali si Arcibal. Decides to stop, pop, and hit a free.
Well, it's about time for Arcibal. Only 2 points before that 3-pointer.
Rimbaw gustong bumawi, pero sa loob naman, leading up the miss was Placido.
So that Marikina offense has been pretty much centered on Placido.
Arcibal directing traffic. This time he gets blocked by Rimbaw, but he gets the ball back. Nakatapikan siya doon. Good composure here na pinapakita ni JC Arcibal sa loob. Espinosa trying to beat the buzzer. And that is it. Third quarter comes to an end. Rizal step up by double figures, 47-37. Placido and the rest of the Junior Shoemasters have their work cut out. But good news, meron pa tayong fourth quarter. Magbabalik po ang Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
lahat ng mga participants at mga bisita na nandito ngayon. Magandang araw po.
Commissioner Keith Picasso, always in attendance. Walang palya yan.
Definitely, of course, the management here of the junior MPBL always around to make sure everything is in order.
And we're just about to start the fourth quarter in what has been a Rizal coming out party so far, 47-37. But still, if you're Marikina, you are within striking distance. And plays like that can help the comeback. Ponado scoring underneath.
Well, they're gonna need better execution right now, especially since ang shooting nila so far 34% only.
Great fake and sulit. Agad naman bumawi. And the 5 on the floor for Marikina. You've got Eustaquio, Ronquillo, Ari Sakdalan. Itong si Jin Kakanta. And si Bonado. Samantala, as Sakdalan knocking down that baseline jumper. Sa panig naman Rizal, Arcibal with the basketball. With Laus, Sulit, Novales, and Espinosa.
Right now for Marikina, they're gonna need to make some stops because they cannot afford to trade baskets here. Actually very quiet. Itong si Espinosa had 11 points in the first half, has yet to score.
But this is just an 8-point lead. 49-41. Sulit again, tries for the mid-range J. No, Espinosa skying high for the offensive rebound. Mintes ang kanyang putback attempt. Eustaquio nagmamadali. Gets past Antaso but gets denied. But Ponado, pretty calm. Just knocking down another mid-range jumper. Ang bilis ng palitan natin dito. But Marikina with the momentum, down by 6. Ronquillo, bounce pass, another block. Taling dito kay Espinosa.
If I'm not mistaken, that's 3 blocks already for Espinosa. No longer scoring but trying to affect the game in another way.
But Marikina inching closer here. Eustaquio open, short sa kanyang tres. Bonado. Another chance here for the guys in black. Rimbao, cross court. Ronquillo firing away. Too strong. And ball will return to the side of Rizal. But take a look again. Talagang inabangan sa taas pa. Juan Carlo Espinosa, not one, but 2 consecutive blocks. Meanwhile, Sulit. Wala. Battle for the loose ball. And Marikina will retain possession here. Vic Palili as well as itong si Axel Ke will return. Pahinga muna si Espinosa at si Sulit.
Actually, itong si Axel Ke, not really doing anything on the offensive end but already contributing 6 rebounds.
Good job by Marikina. Oh, what a find, Ronquillo. But Placido blowing the layup. He gets the ball back. Wala pa din. Ke tracks down the rebound. Solis behind the back. Kick out pass. Antaso, long free. Wala. 7:22 left in the fourth. Rizal up by half a dozen here. Eustaquio being bothered by a double team. Another great job by Marikina breaking the press. Rimbao sa loob, challenging itong depensa na Rizal. Soles onto the front court. Balili inside.
Instant offense coming from Balili, just checked in
Ooh.
together with Kwe. isama mo na rin to, another one with instant offense. So the mid-game adjustments here, the substitutions working for Coach John Wilson.
Axel Cue with the Euro. And Balili, after getting the ball back para sa Rizal, gets bumped by Rimbao.
That was definitely a duty foul right there for Rimbao.
Back to a 10-point lead. Marikina's managed to cut it down to just 6 points, but take a look at that. Now you see me. Now you don't, sabi ni Axel Cue.
Finishing with the left hand.
So both these teams trying to bounce back. Coach John Wilson visibly frustrated by something. Pero ang bola nasa sa kanila. Okay, kick out pass, Riguera firing from deep, wala pa din.
That's already for Rizal, that's 4 out of 26 from the 3-point area.
Pumoposte sa loob si Placido. And Riguera trying to pull the chair there, but he will be called for a foul. Coach Rizal Castro on sa likod niya, umiiling doon. One of the assistant coaches na kasama niya sa Marikina Shoemasters in the MPBL. Rimbao. 4 seconds sa kanila shot clock. Drive, spins. And they will run out of time here. Under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth.
That's really the last thing you want to do without much player movement, is try to attack the zone with a dribble penetration. You're really just running into what the zone defense is meant for.
Bola mapupunta sa panig ulit na Rizal. Bonchu leaking out against Solis. Gets fouled. And he will head to the line for 2 free throws. And coach, itong Marikina has been able to cut the lead to as low as 6 points rather, but for some reason, hindi sila makaalagwa dito. And again, itong Rizal pushing the lead back up to 10.
Well, it has been really timely substitutions here for Coach John Wilson. Parang he knows, he knows which buttons to push. He did inupo niya si Espinosa for Cue, and then brought in Balili, and right away Balili and Cue just answering with 2 points each. So that lead is now back up to 10, cut down to 9 by the free throw from Bonchu.
Sakdalan, binalik dito ni Coach Rizal Castro. 5:28 remaining in the fourth. Riguera. Both he and Eustaquio have really fired blanks from the field. As Bonchu again drawing contact.
Well, the thing is, we'll just continue with that thought after this timeout, Ken. We will be right back.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas ng pangatawan natin at itong biyaya, pagkakataon na makapaglaro tayo ng basketball. Maraming salamat sa ating
Back inside the Ynares Center in Antipolo, as we would like to thank Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Don't Ride, and Atlantis 88. Bonchu at the line, trying to cut down this lead.
Well, going back to that point, right before we were interrupted by the timeout, yun nga, itong si Eustachio and Reguera, both firing blanks, but Reguera could afford, to be firing blanks because ito nga, Espinosa stepped up for them. Antazo, well, only with 8 points, but still, they had enough firepower to, to be able to survive a bad shooting day for Reguera, although this is still an eternity, 5 minutes, and just an 8-point lead here for Rizal.
Just past the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Naagaw ni Solis yung pasa na yun ni Eustachio. They go to Antazo, Mintes. Eustachio trying to race onto the front court. Pasa kay Placido, spins. John Eustachio almost losing the lever, but bola mananatili sa panig ng Marikina.
And the problem here for Marikina is whenever they need a basket, they don't have that one person that they can go to. As you see, Eustachio just continuing to be frustrated here, being subbed out for Lance Ronquillo.
Can they make a fight back here? Placido short on the jumper. 4:28 remaining in the fourth. Cue, siya na nagtawid ng bola dito. And gets clobbered from behind while trying to drive to the basket.
If I read lips correctly, itong si Coach John Wilson telling Solis to get the ball from the big man. Kasi talagang yung big man, they have that instinct to try and dribble. So unless you make yourself available and demand that basketball, susubok yung mag-dribble.
Solis trying to go backdoor. Tapped away by the Junior Shootmasters. 11 seconds sa shot clock ng Rizal Switch Fiber.
So both teams with 3 team fouls each. So just a foul to get for each.
Okay, gets blocked by Bonado. Siya na rin magtatawid ng bola dito. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the fourth. Rimbao finds a flashing Bonado. Mid-range J doesn't get the friendly bounce. Agsibal pulling up. And lucky for Marikina because nobody closed out there on a dribbling Agsibal, but itong Rizal, nasa kanila pa rin ang possession. Solis back frames that jumper. 3.5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Marikina still down by 8. Rimbao firing from 3. Wala.
Both teams right now just shooting blanks. I think we've had this score for easily a minute and a half already.
Solis directing traffic. Goes to Balili at the elbow. Novales hesitating. They go to Cue inside. Unable to convert. Rimbao. This is a 3-on-2 break. He drives. Uses his left hand.
Good decision that time for Rimbao to just keep the ball to himself, as we see Bonado here trying to stretch it out here. I think he's beginning to suffer from cramps.
This is still a long way to go. Back to a 6-point lead. Agsibal hesitates, scoops one up, gets fouled. And that's something that he really did well in their last game, getting to the free throw line. But here you see the switch. And Rimbao able to finish.
Coach John Wilson visibly disappointed with Cue, who all of a sudden is looking for his offense. He does have 10 rebounds already, but only 2 points.
Normally, energy guy niya kasi itong si Axel K.
And usually, Axel K doesn't really look to shoot. He doesn't really mind not getting his points, but here in the fourth quarter, trying to be more aggressive.
And despite the fact that Rizal only has one guy in double figures, kalat-kalat yung scoring nila dito. Sakdalan, attacking, no good. And ang leading scorer nila, only 11 points. Espinosa. Although, makikita rin naman natin, it's been a low-scoring affair so far.
Actually, it's only Espinosa for both teams in double digits.
Exactly. But Rimbao trying to change that again with the left hand. Wala. Rebound. Maclaribas trying to fight for the loose ball. Pero nakuha ni Balili ang bola. Punta kay Arsibal. Rizal up by 7. Solis pulling up and draining in that mid-range J. Coach Rizal Castro calling for a timeout. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left. That jumper galing dito ay Clark Solis puts them up 56-47 here in the fourth quarter. Magbabalik po kami dito lang sa Junior MPBL.
Nais kong pasalamatan ang ating Panginoon sa binigay niyang lakas ng pangatawan natin at itong biyaya.
2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the fourth. Rizal still with the lead. Rimbao tapping it in. Rimbao has scored the last 4 points para dito sa Marikina. But still, they are trailing by 7. We are down to our final 2 minutes of the ball game.
They're gonna need to force some turnovers here. Because against the half-court offense, hirap na hirap talaga silang makascore.
Murillo rather hesitating. Gets into the gun of the defense. Espinosa. Not enough strength to put that shot up, but nakakuha ni Balili yung bola. Another possession. Although they turn the ball over, Eustaquio with a running start. Oh, what a move!
And that cuts the lead down to just 5 points.
Eustaquio with a Houdini finish. This is the closest they've been, just down by 5.
That's going to be a charge for Murillo.
And Murillo's got to be careful. He's pointing at the referee.
And really, in front of the referee, that's what the referee was looking at for maybe a good 2 to 3 seconds, warding off the defender with his off arm.
Just a 2-possession ball game. Still a lot of time left. 1 and 17 left in the fourth. Reguera binalik dito ni Coach John Wilson.
Wanting to have some additional ball handlers here.
Ronquillo, bigay kay Eustaquio. They go to the post. Flashing is Benchu. Minti sa kanyang tres. No need to foul if you're Marikina. 1 minute remaining. But inside, Espinosa. Oh, he blows the layup. Another chance. Eustaquio sidestep. He gets the ball back here, spins baseline, drives, but gets stripped by Solis. 40 seconds. 5 puntos ang lamang, but Eustaquio intercepting that pass. Ronquillo. Oh, but Marikina just not finding ways to get a decent shot up. And a foul against them. Penalty na sila dito. 28 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well, apparently, hindi lang Marikina yung may problema about, not having that go-to guy here in the clutch. Even itong Rizal doesn't really know where to get the points. We haven't seen Arsibal return here in the fourth quarter.
Malas eh.
malas. Even si Distrito, it has, fortunately, I mean, not unfortunately, but Clark Sol is not really having the best of games, but he had that crucial bank shot here in the fourth quarter. And si Paul Riguera, visibly absent on the offensive end.
And he makes it a free possession ball game. Coach Rizal Castro requesting for a timeout. They are down by 7, 58-51. 28 seconds remaining. Magbabalik po kami. Coach Rizal Castro mapping out a play. His team down by 7, 28 seconds remaining. If you're the junior shoe masters, well, you gotta convert here and make some stops on the other end.
Well, they've already come to the point that they're going to have to go to the court of last resort. They're going to have to start hoisting three-pointers here and play the fouling game. Both teams already in the penalty, so that's definitely an option here for Marikina.
Bonchu to inbound. Kasama niya si Ronquillo, Bonado, Eustaquio, and Rimbao. Sa side naman on defense for Rizal, it's Reguera, Solis, Murillo, Balili, and Espinosa. "14 seconds sa shot clock nitong Marikina. They elect to inbound at the front court. Popping out is Eustaquio. Decides to pull up from 3. Off the mark. Reguera gets fouled by Ronquillo. 20 seconds remaining. And a chance for Paul Reguera to put the nail in the coffin here.
Actually, another glaring stat here for Marikina from the three-point area. 0 out of 16.
Yun yung mabigat. Kailangan mo ng 3. So far, wala ka pa nako-convert. And it's been a struggle on offense for both teams. Both teams shooting poorly from the field. Rizal, mas malala nga sila 29%. Marikina, 31%.
It's actually, I feel like it's kind of a miracle that umabot pa ng 59 at 51 tong both teams. Tapos tumuloy na yung cramps here for Bonado.
Paul Reguera trickling in that floater. That's the lead up back to double digits, 61-51.
Well, you like how Bonado still tried to play defense even if you already had cramps. Ang problema kasi dyan minsan when you try to force it, actually yung dito sa leg part, okay pa yun sa calf eh. Pero pag umangat na yan sa thigh, pretty much there's nothing you can do anymore.
Napapapound siya sa canvas.
But of course, this is really, should be nothing serious. It's really just a lot of hydration and rest for him.
And a crowd being treated to our first 3 games. Nakauna yung Marikina in the 14 under Coach Monroe Quezon. Samantala naman sa 16 under, bumawi naman yung Rizal. Behind those explosive performances galing kay Ray John Ladica and Axel Mendoza. In fact, Axel Mendoza finished with 26 points, 15 big boards, 5 blocks.
Really, I feel like that's going to be one of the dynamic duos to look out for in the 16 and under division.
And pakatapos ng laban na ito, we still have 3 more matches. But first, we'll pause for a break. We'll be right back.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa Panginoon sa magandang araw na ito.
We make history once again dito.
Only 14 seconds remaining. Marikina had to cut this lead. Bonchu, long three is good. Cuts it to 7.
Too late for Bonchu to get hot.
But Marikina not giving up. 8 seconds remaining. Bonchu lining up that high looping triple.
So that makes it 1 out of 17.
Kauna-unahan tres para dito sa Marikina. Murillo, also a lefty, missing on that free throw. Well, if you're Marikina, coach, you're 1-1, about to go down 1-2. What are your takeaways from this ball game that they need para naman long tournament ito? Para naman makaalagwa pa sila dito as Ronquillo again with the 3. This is just 5-point lead, but time expires here. It is all but over. Rizal prevailing 62-57. But valiant effort para dito sa Marikina Junior Shoemasters.
They're just really too late, the hero, especially those 3-pointers. Just too late for them. They needed that earlier. They hit those 3-pointers only very late. But for both teams, I think really they really need to work on their offense. I think the defense pretty much canceled each other out. So I think back to the drawing board. It's really a lot of shooting drills for both of these teams.
And let's check out our Atlantis 88 move of the game. And this one should be a doozy. Now you see me. Now I'm going up. Sabi dito ni John Eustachio. Making mincemeat of the defense there. 62-57. We'll turn you over to our best player of the game. Kasama ngayon ang ating courtside reporter na si Thea Cruz.
Tagumpay na nakuha ng Rizal Switch Fibers ang kanilang unang panalo. Kaya naman kasama ko ngayon si Juan Carlos Espinosa, ang Atlantis 88 player of the game. So Carlos, paano mo ba hinahandle yung mga pressure na nararamdaman mo during the game?
Kung ano yung binigay na play, kung ano yung strategy na binigay ng coach namin, susundin lang namin and bibigay lang namin yung best para ma-execute yung scenes bago pa kami yung chemistry namin, di pa ganun.
Meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan o batiin?
Binabati ko po na yung Rizal Switch Fibers, yung Boss Glenn Anore, Boss Robert Kai, Boss din ng Boss The Empire, Boss Erickson, manager namin, Boss Ariel, at sa team consultant Raul Anare. Yung sa pamilya ko, tapos yung buong AU Braves.
Thank you and congratulations Juan Carlos and to Rizal Switch Fibers. Back to you, Ken and Noy.
Maraming salamat, Teta Cruz. And really, he was the big difference overall despite the fact that he scored all 11 of his points in the first half. Yun yung nagpalayo sa kanila, Coach Noy.
Pretty much that from that point on, hindi na talaga sila inabutan ng Marikina. The closest that Marikina got was the final score with those 2 late threes, but fairly inconsequential already. Pero nga, that run, bridging the first and second quarter, I think that was 9 straight points coming from Espinosa, pretty much decided this ball game.
And there you have it, the Marikina Junior Masters losing to the Rizal Switch Fibers 62-57. Up next, it's the 18-under matchup between Antipolo and Quezon City. Coach Noy, maraming salamat on behalf of our wonderful production crew. Ako po si Ken Pangalinan. Maraming salamat. Tutok pa rin kayo dito sa Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.